In the kitchen on this Monday morning with Executive Chef Aaron Spring from the Chamberlain on Fort Monroe, making coriander crusted ahi tuna with blood orange and avocado salad. What a great way to start the week.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
It's Breakfast of Champions, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Before we get started, which one will we start with and what do we need for it?
Well, we're kind of going to do both at the same time, kind of.
That's what you're supposed to do in the kitchen anyway.
Yeah, a little
right?
bit.
A little bit of everything.
But obviously you need some ahi tuna, fresh ahi tuna. The fresher the better, of course.
Right.
You're going to need some fresh ground up coriander, salt and pepper, a little bit of olive oil. For the salad, you're going to need some blood orange segments, some red onions, some avocados. You don't want them too hard, but you don't want them too soft either.
Man.
Yeah.
All right, I see what you're saying.
A little fresh chopped garlic, cilantro, and a lime.
Some great ingredients. See, coriander is something that I have in my spice rack. I don't know what to do with it.
No, so now you'll have something to do with it.
Now I have an option. What's our first step,
Well,
Chef?
first we're going to take our tuna and we're just going to cut it into a couple of little steaks here.
So when you get it over at the store, will it look like that?
Usually when you get it at the store, they'll probably have it cut in steaks for you already. I've seen it on occasion in the loins. You can cut yourself. I personally like to get it in the loins. It stays fresher longer if you keep it whole.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, you get this in the convenience, all cut up, but
Right. But it doesn't
it
last
may be
as
better.
long.
Right.
So we're just going to spread it out on a flatter plate.
So the coriander, what kind of... Oh,
It usually
kind of
comes
minty
a little
sort
bit.
of?
It's actually a cilantro seed is what it is. So if you ever see cilantro seed somewhere, that's what they're talking
all it
about.
is. Very
So we're
nice.
just going to take the steaks and roll the outside edge of them. And a little bit of coriander. We'll set it on a plate.
It's pretty fancy.
Pretty
Not the
fancy.
whole thing, just
Not the whole thing,
edges.
just the sides.
Very cool. Now, what do you suggest the coriander use for others? For other like meals, like steaks, other fish?
It goes well with the fish, obviously. It's good used in a rub. It's kind of a strong spice. They use it in Asian cooking quite a bit, actually. So we've rolled these, and we're just going to set these aside in the refrigerator for a little while.
All right, let it hang
until
out.
we finish the salad.
Now, does that set it with the flavor by putting it in the refrigerator?
Yeah, and you
You're
want it
doing
to
that
stay
for a
fresh.
reason.
You never want to leave fish out in the open. So that's that. And then we'll start on our salad here. So we're going to need some avocados. This is the easiest way for me to cut an avocado if you don't feel comfortable with it. Whatever's comfortable to you.
Oh, that looked really easy.
Yeah.
I had like
Grab my
visions
spoon.
of like, but anyway, you did that really, really well. This
So-
dish you have making right here, this is something that you have obviously at the Chamberlain.
We do.
Kind of like on a new spring menu.
Yes, spring, summer menu.
That was just a guess.
A little bit lighter, a little bit summery,
Very nice.
but yet still a pretty nice dish.
Yeah, well, I think we're all kind of thinking spring, so that's a good thing. The avocado, definitely a nice salad kind of thing. And some
Yes.
folks may not, be familiar so much with how to prepare it.
How to prepare it.
Yeah.
And it used to be that you can only get good avocados certain times of the years, but nowadays with the greenhouses and all that good stuff, you can get anything any time of the year.
That makes it
Of course,
really,
it
really
costs
good.
more certain times of the year. But
So maybe now's the time to do it.
Yes, it's getting close. We're still a little bit shy of avocado season, but you can get some pretty good avocados.
In any
right
case, this will give us a good dish to make when it does
When it
get
does
in
come.
season and comes out in
Exactly.
price. So once you do the avocados, what's our next step?
We're going to go ahead and take these oranges right here, and we'll put them in that bowl right there I have set to the side over there.
You were chopping these up earlier. This is a blood orange.
A blood orange.
Okay.
It's just one of the varieties, breeds of oranges, obviously known for its bright red color. I find them to be a little bit more tart than your normal orange. But just another way to spruce it up a little bit, something a little different.
Always looking for it. Chef, thanks very much. We're going to finish this up, our salad, and work with the ahi tuna a little bit more
Yes.
coming up in the next segment. Back in the kitchen with Executive Chef Aaron Spring from the Chamberlain on Fort Monroe, making coriander crusted ahi tuna with blood orange and avocado salad. And you did all the work already on the
I
salad.
did. We just took all the ingredients that we had, the avocados, the onions, the oranges, the garlic, the cilantro, squeezed the lime in there and just folded it gently because you don't want your avocados and oranges to tear up.
Right. You don't want them to get all mushy, right?
Right. You want it to stay nice and chunky and hearty. So.
I wouldn't normally think that those ingredients would go together. I know it will taste delicious, but it's kind of neat how you're marrying some different flavors.
Some different flavors, yeah. A little bit of sour and sweet with the saltiness of an avocado. They play on each other. It works well.
Can't wait to try that. And we've got the tuna.
We've got
pulled
the
it
tuna.
out of the fridge.
We've got our pan going here.
Pretty hot.
We've put a little bit of oil in it. You
Okay.
want it to get nice and hot before you start to sear.
It's not olive oil, I don't think.
It is a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
You can use whatever kind of oil you like. Just enough to coat the bottom of the pan so it doesn't stick.
Right.
So we've had it going for a little while now, so it's nice and hot. So we're just going to start with salt and peppering the tuna just a little bit.
Right. So what's going on over at the Chamberlain?
Well, we're getting ready to start wedding season.
Appropriately enough.
It's that time.
You know, I was asking you this earlier. Folks may not realize, being on Fort Monroe, that folks outside of the military could even have a wedding at the Chamberlain. I mean, just people may be confused or not realize that it's open to the public.
Yes. We are located on the military base, so it does confuse some people. But we're completely open to the public, not only for weddings, but for everyday dinner,
everyday
brunch,
meals like
anything.
this one that you've made for
Correct.
us today.
Correct.
So heading into wedding season, what should folks know about planning their nuptials over at the Chamberlain? Plan
Book early. Yes. Last year we did just under 50 weddings.
Wow.
Pretty much between April and September. So we get booked up pretty quick. So if you're interested, you better call soon.
So like you're gearing up for kind of like that marathon cooking time.
Yes, yes. It's nonstop for a few months.
How fun is that? So are we completely cooking the tuna
No, we're going
here?
to cook it to about medium rare. So we're going to give it about 1 or 2 minutes on each side so it gets a nice sear on it.
Yeah, that's nice. And the coriander on the side, I mean, that's a nice touch.
Yes. I do it on just the sides because if you put it on the tops and the bottoms, it's just going to come off when you cook it, and it can burn, which is going to ruin the flavor of it. So
You thought of everything.
I try to.
So we're talking about in the buzz about people's favorite months for weddings, and you're a newlywed.
Kind of, sort of.
Kind
Yeah.
of. What do you think? What's your favorite?
Well, you know, I was never the type to even think about weddings, but I must say I got married in October, and it was nice. It was right after the summer hot season, and we did a beach wedding.
Oh,
but
that's
it was still
nice.
it was cooling off, but not real cold, and I thought it was just great. So I would recommend it.
Congratulations to you and your bride. We're going to finish up this tuna in the oven?
No, it's going to be
you're
done
done
here.
here.
We're going to pull it and let it rest for a few minutes, and then we'll plate it up.
We'll do that coming up in our next segment. Chef, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Carrie? We are finishing up our dish with Executive Chef Aaron Spring from the Chamberlain on Fort Monroe, making Coriander Crusted Ahi Tuna with blood orange and avocado salad. We've already talked about the salad, and that is done, ready to consume.
Right.
And you pulled the ahi tuna out of the pan, not roasted. Seared on both sides.
Correct.
It's a little pink.
A little pink.
That's okay, though.
That's
what you wanted.
Yes. Medium rare. You still want it to have a nice red color. Some people are scared of eating things that way, so it's
concern. Maybe concern is the right word.
It's preference. If you want it cooked more, you can feel free to do that. Personally, I wouldn't recommend it.
Because then it has the opportunity to dry out.
Right,
which
correct.
You certainly don't
Especially
want.
tuna.
You made a point of letting it rest for a little while.
Let it rest for a little bit. That way your tuna doesn't fall apart on you. Let your fats come back together a little bit.
Before you slice it up. How long? What, 10 minutes?
You only need about 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, okay.
We held it a little longer than we really need to, but it really doesn't matter. So I just went ahead and sliced a piece across the grain. You can see the little lines in the fish.
Oh, right.
You want to go against them, otherwise it'll just fall apart on you.
Okay.
So I'm just going to take a little bit of the salad and actually top it and use it almost as a relish or a sauce for your fish. Just a little bit. And we'll just garnish it with a little edible orchid.
That's nice. I've never tried that orchid. I think maybe I might try that later.
It tastes exactly like a flower. So you can serve it that way, or you can serve it separately as just a salad. So we'll make a little side dish salad.
Oh, look at you, Chef, doing it in different ways, like you would perhaps at a wedding,
right?
Or different tastes there.
And we prepare it many different ways. There, we serve it as an entree item, served like this. We also serve it in mini portions as almost an hors d'oeuvre past item for weddings. So there's a lot of things you can do with it.
Very, very nice, very versatile, and what a great location on Fort Monroe. And I was asking Aaron before we came here for the segment, as far as what happens, Fort Monroe is closing at the end of this year. What happens with the Chamberlain, and possible brides-to-be wanting to book
The
their wedding
Chamberlain
there?
is not going anywhere. The Chamberlain is completely privately owned.
So it's staying put.
It's staying put. We're not going anywhere.
No worries.
Hopefully we'll be there for a long, long time.
Right, but as far as booking for this season, for example, you've got a lot of reservations already.
We do already. We're pretty booked up. I couldn't give you exact dates that are open, but I know there's a few that are still open.
Now, if you want to have your wedding on Fort Monroe, or perhaps enjoy some upcoming celebrations. I mean, we've got Mother's Day coming up, graduations even. I mean, we're thinking far ahead.
Easter.
But people really need to.
We do. Last year we served a little over 400 people for our Easter brunch. So
wow.
If it's something that you would be interested in doing, it's better to book early.
Yeah, definitely. Plan ahead for
Plan
those
ahead,
things.
It helps you and it helps me.
Right.
So.
Well, good. Chef, thank you very much. So we've got the salad and the tuna. We're going to work on plating it all up.
Plate it up a little bit
and
here for
share a little bit with the rest of the folks.
That's right.
Before the end of the show. Thanks very much.
Thank you.